Multiple investigations into former President Trump intensifying this week, but it's not stopping him from wading into proxy battles across the country for control of the Republican Party.
Endorsed by President Trump, Carrie Lake for governor.
In Arizona, Trump's candidate, Carrie Lake, in a heated GOP primary matchup against Karen Taylor Robeson. She was endorsed on Thursday by current Arizona Republican Governor Doug Ducey. It was Ducey who screened Trump's call while certifying Trump's 2020 election loss in the state.
There's only one great candidate for governor this year, Karen Taylor Robeson, and I'm proud to support her.
This after a fiery debate between the candidates.
Mamma mia! I feel like I'm on an SNL skit here.
The growing rift in the party as Trump prepares to head out on the campaign trail this weekend to Nevada for a rally, helping lift his pick for the U.S. Senate there, Adam Laxalt, who will take on incumbent Democrat Catherine Cortez Masto in November, and then to Alaska to support Sarah Palin, who is running for Congress, returning a favor from 6 years ago when she campaigned for him in Iowa.
Are you ready to make America great again?
And Kelly Chewbacca,
The woke leftist tried to cancel me.
who Trump is hoping will oust the state's current Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski, who voted to convict the former president after his impeachment for January 6th.
Lisa Murkowski, someone who's supposed to fight for Alaska, stopped fighting for us years ago.
This after Wednesday night's Republican debate for Michigan governor, where each of the candidates tried to outprove their loyalties to Trump in the state he lost in 2020.
Yes, I was in Washington, D.C. on January 6th.
President Trump is still my president.
These Republican races as the January 6th Select Committee continues its investigation. Its next public hearing is Tuesday, and a district attorney in Atlanta, in an interview with NBC News' Blaine Alexander, not ruling out a subpoena for the former president regarding potential interference in the 2020 election.
We're going to do our due diligence.
Plus, just over 1 week from now,
Over the course of the investigation,
Trump is slated to be deposed by lawyers from the New York State's Attorney General's office as part of its civil investigation into the Trump Organization and its assets. For Trump, a continued battle on two fronts, against persistent probes and for pure political power.
All right, Vaughn Hillier joins us now in studio. So, Vaughn, I guess the question is, we're still in the primary season in some of these states. Are those investigations having any impact on the way the former president is playing politics right now?
No, he's going to Nevada tomorrow, Alaska on Saturday. That's why this is twofold here. Yeah. While all of these investigations are going on, we're going to be watching two more hearings next week, as well as him sitting for a deposition with the New York Attorney General's office next weekend. He's out there looking at political power, not only engaging in these Republican primaries, trying to build that stable of loyalists in Congress in 2023, 2024, but also ultimately, you know, if Republicans in November are able to take the majorities in the Senate and in the House, that would likely quash any investigations into him or his allies. So there is incentive for him, for Republicans to do well this November in these races coming up, because ultimately there's a lot of question marks about where these investigations could potentially go.
Right, and I do want to ask you briefly about Arizona, because it was interesting what you showed there in your report, that debate for the governor's race, the Republican primary there. It feels like President Trump is almost on the ballot there. What's your sense of who wins that race?
You know, I've been talking to a lot of Republicans, those who even worked with the former president's campaign there in 2020, and they said it's so unclear where the electorate is. You know, polling has been up in the air the last couple of years, but ultimately when we're looking at some of these primaries, who makes up the Republican electorate these days? And can somebody in a place like this, can somebody who is a Trump acolyte pull off a win against somebody who is more aligned with a traditional conservative like Karen Taylor Robeson, who just received that Doug Ducey endorsement here today?
Right.